Alright, what up people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. And I think it's appropriate today that I talk about this, and it might be a surprise to even some that I'm bothering. But I feel it's important, it's appropriate, it's necessary, it's for someone who's been with us for a very long time, and has just been confirmed today that he's played his last game for Arsenal, and that is Aaron James Ramsey. Me and Ramsey, boy, I tell you, if you're a long-term subscriber of mine, you'll know what I'm talking about. And for some of you newer subscribers that have come on board recently, thank you, by the way. You helped me achieve well over 4K. On to 5, I say. Get hitting that subscribe button and make sure you give this video a massive thumbs up. What? It seems to work for Lee. Yeah, some of you newer subscribers won't know. I had massive, and I do mean massive, rants, particularly in the early stages of my channel, about Aaron Ramsey and the previous manager's obsession with playing this guy week in, week out, come rain or shine. I mean, some of you think that my rants about Mustafi are a little bit legendary. They ain't got nothing on my Ramsey rants. Just because I find him to be such a frustrating player. A guy that we signed at 17 years old, who actually snubbed the advances of a Manchester United. A Manchester United that had Alex Ferguson sniffing around at the time. And Aaron Ramsey said, nah, we're good. That was in 2008. And it came to us for 3.5 million. And it's just always been a guy who has just had so much potential. And then I remember Cesc Fabregas left for Barcelona. And I remember seeing 2 interviews. There was one interview just before he confirmed he was going. And then there was another interview that he did maybe a couple of months into being at Barcelona. And they were both similar sort of interviews, but it kind of went along the lines of, don't worry, Arsenal are in good hands. They have Aaron Ramsey. They don't need a replacement for me. And you should see the engine on this guy. And the best thing I could say for Aaron Ramsey is, no, not many people will outrun him in a game. Not many people. And I think that is the one thing Juventus will love about him, is that he gives so much energy and effort every time he steps on the pitch. Just runs. He's like, sometimes it can be like a headless chicken, but he just runs and runs and runs. So much energy. It's just about having to culture it. And I think, unfortunately for his development, apart from anything, he had a manager in the previous one that didn't really develop his talent as much as it should have been. He kind of more or less gave him a free role, and to me it was the wrong way of doing it, because Aaron Ramsey he's an unusual one in the sense that he's not quite a number 10. I don't think his passing is good enough to be a number 10. But then you can also say the exact same reason as to why he's not a number 8. Somewhere in between. And I think when you tell him to do a job, and you specifically get him to do a job, and I'm just off the top of my head, I'm thinking about Chelsea away earlier this season. There was another game under the previous manager who did it last season. He's very good at that. And I think it's of no real surprise that Emery has been able to actually get the best out of him. And it was quite a change, actually, because I actually didn't think he had a great start to the season. He looked like someone that was on his way out, and then, I don't know, something clicked. I remember the last time I bitched about that was, I think it was October, and then something just clicked, and he just and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that around, I think it was just before Christmas earlier this year. I can't remember when exactly. The news came out that, you know, he'd signed a Juventus deal and everything was kind of sorted, and it was almost like the pressure just was lifted from him and he was able to just blossom into this, ironically, the player that we always hoped he'd be. It's so Arsenal that we finally get the player we've been waiting 11 years for, and he's fucking off. But it is what it is, and I honestly I give him a lot of respect for that, because, you know, one could be cynical and say, blimey, they're paying you 400k a week. I'd go to Juventus for 400k a week, and I have no desire to live in Italy, but let's be real here. They're paying him well. They're paying for his services. He's going there for free. It's criminal that Arsenal are letting him go, not because he's talented, just because we so badly mismanaged that entire situation to let Ramsey go for free. A 28-year-old, British no less, we're letting him go for free to another team. It astounds me that we could be so dumb in the way we do business at Arsenal Football Club. But it's done now. And in a way, something happened where obviously he had a decision to make in this season, whereby the club, when Ivan left in September, they saw his deal and thought, nah, we ain't paying you that. And obviously, you now look back on it, and I don't want to put two and two together, but you see how much Juventus are now paying him. You think to yourself, blimey, what was on that deal? And there were a lot of rumours at the time that it was around about the £300,000 mark, which, can you imagine if that deal had gone through before Ivan left? They would be paying Aaron Ramsey £300,000 a week and Mesut Ozil £350,000 a week. We're not united out here. We're not united out here. I mean, my word. So yeah, and I can imagine if you've been told that look, this offer's on the table, and for whatever reason he didn't sign it, and that's my criticism for him. Why didn't he sign this offer? Why did he try to play that Mesut Ozil game? It took that long because he tried to play the game. It almost worked, but it didn't, ultimately. And as a result, the deal was yanked from him, and he signed an even better one for arguably a bigger team. And for me, I can't even be mad at that. And I particularly can't be mad at that just because of the professionalism he's shown. You know, it'd be very easy for him, and I've said this before in previous pods, it'd be very easy for him to kick into I'm working my notice mode. You know, when people work their notice, naturally their output just slows right down. They're clearly in get out of here mode, and they're just trying to do what they can with the least resistance possible, and just do a lot of phoned in performances. And it would have been easy for him to do that. Fair play to him, he hasn't. If anything, arguably he's been one of our top 3 or 4 players. Sure, it's not hard to do at the moment, I'll tell you, with Arsenal, but we are where we are. So to me, I just making this video just to say, you know, I'm not sorry for anything I've said in the past, because Aaron Ramsey, you are one frustrating player. Some of the flicks and stupid things that you've done on the pitch over the years have infuriated me. But one thing I will say is that Juventus are going to get themselves a good player, a player that's going to give a lot of commitment, that's going to try and frustrate a lot of fans. But I think I slightly disagree with people. I think eventually, after a year or so, you'll start to see the best of Aaron Ramsey. I just think the Italian league will give him the space and room to do exactly what he wants to do. And I think for that reason, he'll flourish. So I guess I just wanted to make this video and just say, you know, for your 11 years, thank you, Aaron Ramsey. And I hope that the players go into this Valencia game at the time I record this, win the Europa League, and not just win it for you, but win it for us as well, man. We're long-suffering fans. And we couldn't all go off, and you could go off into the sunset. Having said, maybe my 11 years wasn't a complete waste of time. And that's not your fault. That's more the club's fault. Anyway, thank you, Aaron Ramsey. You guys let me know what you think of Aaron Ramsey. What's your best moment, your best memory of Aaron Ramsey? I think mine is was it the Galatasaray goal? That Champions League goal was lit. Oh, no, that is a huge lie. Of course, it's the first FA Cup goal he scored. What am I even talking about? That's my favourite memory of Aaron Ramsey. You guys let me know what your favourite memory of Aaron Ramsey is. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, please crush, please destroy, please drop kick that like button for me. I appreciate it when you guys do that. Alright people, I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.